Is it live? Is this thing on? Testing, testing. I don't know. It should be working. If it's not working, hopefully y'all are good at reading lips. If my lips are ashy, I'm sorry. I can't seem to find my chapstick. So I don't know what to tell you. It's cold out, so ashy lips, although important to not have, especially as a black person, any part of your body being ashy around anybody who can notice it, that's a death sentence for you because they will roast you until the cows come home. Anyway, welcome to the Meaningful Jackson show. Again, sorry if my lips are ashy. My hands are a little bit ashy too. It's cold, man. I'm in a new spot. Heat works great, but even still, it's a little bit cold. Let's see, man. Today's show, I didn't have much for you, man. I just wanted to come on because I'm about to start doing this every day again. And it's mainly just because finally my schedule is in a place that allows me to do the show with more frequency. So I'm gonna be in this thing every day, cuz. See, like in Spanish, like yes. Is that what? Yes. Anyway, let me get close, man. Let me get close and relax. Coconut oil. Nah, fam. I either, because listen, today's show, I'm finna talk about how badly I need a cut. And I also want to point out the fact that I went to the store today, and let's just say I have some complaints about all the customers. So I always complain about things on this show. You know, the insurance companies, my cell phone bill, the traffic. Y'all know how I get on here. I complain. Today, this one's for the environment, y'all. So you stay tuned for that. But anyway, back to the fact that it's cold out and I'm ashy. Listen, that's what happens when you got all this chocolate skin. You know what I'm saying? That good. You get a little bit ashy when it get cold. I remember when I was young, this is in Texas. Oh my God. Because when I lived in Texas, that's when I primarily went to school with a lot of minorities. Because when I lived in Round Rock, Texas, I went to Chisholm Trail Middle School. Excuse me. Still have trouble saying that. Weird ass fucking words. I used to hang out with these two jokers. Shout out to my man Jonathan Bedford. I've talked about John on the show before. And then this dude, Kenneth MacArthur. I've actually tried to find Kenneth. I don't know what Kenneth's doing. I hope Kenneth is well. I want to tell a story about Kenneth. Me and Kenneth used to roast each other, and we would like try to fight after school every day. Neither one of us could fight. But I will tell you this. Kenneth definitely helped me go from being a sucker to being somebody who was ready to run it. But we used to get into it over calling each other ashy. Be like, yo, you big lip having ashy ass boy. Like this be in the middle school in class. And then be like, all right, fight me after school. Or we'll be playing 21 at Jonathan's house in his driveway. Like, well, okay, you got 19. Okay, foul him hard. And then fight me on the side of the house because that's what we just did. And Jonathan would just laugh at us. Because Jonathan was like 6 feet tall in 7th grade. It was like me and Kenneth were like little two chihuahuas. I'm like the fat one, the short fat one. He just the short tiny one. And there was a couple times that Kenneth definitely sent me home crying because he punked me. I remember one time we really was playing 21 at Jonathan's house. And I remember I like pushed him on the ground or something, fouled him way too hard because I was tired of losing. He had done it to me because he was tired of losing. We could never beat Jonathan again. He in the 7th grade, but he's 7 feet tall, it seems like. Me and Kenneth started fighting, and he like smacked me in the head or something like that. And you remember how it's like kids, you see kids and they go, and they like they feel like they're like loading up or something, ready to like do something. Nah, I didn't do nothing. He punked me, sent me home crying. Then the next day, I'm like, okay, wait till I get my chance. This is what we used to do. We would scheme on each other. We were friends, but we used to just kick the shit out of each other. Next day at school, I find a way to punk him in front of everybody, and then I smack him at class. Didn't care nothing about it. And it would just go back and forth like that. But Kenneth really taught me not to be a punk. But I remember the amount of times he used to make fun of me for being ashy because for some strange reason, the lotion was always out at my house. Growing up in Texas, I lived with two wonderful black women, and there usually was only one bottle of lotion. I don't know why I was always getting the short end of the stick, but then I was getting made fun of at school for always being ashy. So we fast forward to high school and Dave Chappelle show come out. Ashy Larry, that was me in high school, okay? I mean in middle school. I was that ashy, big-lipped ass boy getting made fun of who turned out to be all this greatness. But even still, like I said, around your black friends, and all of my brothers and sisters know this, you do not want to be ashy around black people in the wintertime. It doesn't matter what a person is going through. If they find out you are ashy, like I said, it's a death sentence. And if they also find out that your hairline is starting to decide on its own that it would like to take a journey to another dimension, you will get roasted until the cows come home. So right now, I'm looking absolutely terrible. I haven't had a haircut in weeks because I've been, getting back into work after vacation time, moving. And that's basically it. And then living life like normal. Just haven't had a chance to get a cut. Also, my schedule is mad different. So I have a hard time getting to where my barber is at. Shout out to my man, James. James, you just be mad far from me, bro. And sometimes I can't get over there. So I'm looking. You remember that movie with Jamie Foxx and Robert Downey Jr. when he's like a violinist? My stuff is starting to be pre whatever ended up happening to him. If you go look up what Jamie started to look like, because he ends up being like a homeless dude. And I wanted to say that without saying that and sounding insensitive. But I look like how Jamie Foxx looked like, but I'm the start of that. So imagine I'm on this journey where I'm looking hideous. My beard is disheveled. Look at the hairline. Oh my God. So I got to get a cut. And I feel like that's going to take me back to a time when I was feeling like I was the damn king. King Dusty. Don't ever forget it. Even though I'm not on Facebook, I'm barely on Instagram, which I got on there today for the first time in about a week and a half. God, that shit is so funny. There's so much funny stuff, man. And obviously today's MLK Day, so shout out. Appreciate, bro. Got the day off because of you. I feel like we deserve that. When I say we, I mean we. Because next month, although they gave us the month, think about what y'all doing. I know the psychology behind it. You gave us the short month. Don't come on now. Anyway, so appreciate the day off. But in honor of him, I feel like it's my duty to keep my foot on the gas and always make sure that I'm pointing out when those people, the haters, the racists, the sucker people that I talk about in this show, I got to make sure that I post stuff that points out the things that they do that we all know are corny as hell. So, of course, the only post I put up in the last week or two is stuff for the show. And I did a show the other day where I talked about Capitol Stormers and just, how corny they were and how hypocritical they were and, all the things. I posted that. And that's just the way that I've opted to celebrate today. I also took it upon myself to go run errands early this morning. And I didn't think that when I was done, I was going to leave feeling like I was just going to be fighting the fight on behalf of the environment in a very small and limited capacity. And I want to say this. I do recycle when I remember. And I know that sounds terrible. I try. Listen, man. Back home, everything go in the trash. Now it's trash, compost, which is trash and recycle. I think, and then just recycle. So sometimes I struggle. I'm not gonna lie to you. But even me, I understand that it's crazy just to throw your trash on the ground, right? That's crazy, right? Because there's trash cans literally everywhere, right? I know I'm talking to y'all because I need help understanding this because I genuinely was confused. The Safeway in downtown Renton, Washington. So if people out of state watch this, I want y'all to Google this shit because I was confused at how they have trash cans right next to all the cart returns. But there is trash all over the ground. This is why people can't have nothing. Now, if you know anything about this Renton Safeway in downtown Renton, Washington, you know that this shit is a little bit ghetto. And that's okay. And that's not a bad thing, but it kind of is because I don't understand. Y'all can't be mad if people just assume the worst about you, but you don't take care of yourselves, right? You want to present yourself at least as being somewhat put together. How is it that all the other Safeways look like they're being managed, top tier, everything clean, blah, 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 all this, and the one in Renton looks like one of the abandoned buildings on Warzone? That's what that shit looks like. I don't like that. The inside was okay, just okay, but I feel like every time I go there, I'm like, bro, what do y'all be doing over here? There's just and the trash in the parking lot, bro. I couldn't believe it. It was just all over the ground. Like people, like the customers, listen, this is y'all neighborhood. That's y'all city. Y'all stay over there. There ain't no way in hell that you just want to go to the grocery store where there's trash all over the place. There's no way in hell you want to do that. So put your fucking trash in the trash can, you dirtball. This shit is not that fucking hard. They dispose of it for free. I mean, you probably getting charged at your house, but even still, we literally have a system in place to dispose of your trash. Now, that's a whole separate conversation with the way that they do that and then like the final result and how that just, impacts a lot of areas and it's disgusting as hell. Blase, blase, yeah, we get it. Again, I'm fighting on behalf of the environment. Very low level, very, very small capacity. It's going to be this, and then I probably won't say shit about it for another year or two. But I genuinely don't understand why are niggas in 2021 just throwing trash on the ground? There are more trash cans around here for free than there are things like voting boxes, prostitutes. They all up on Aurora Avenue if you know anything about this area. But even still, there's still trash cans over there. You could put them in there too if you need to. Shit. There's always ways to dispose of everything. Why are y'all throwing trash on the ground? I don't understand it. We live in a time where they have recycle, compost, and the trash, and people don't get it. I mean, I definitely don't get it, but I still will at least just toss my shit in one of the three. It doesn't make any sense. We got Lydia in the chat. Shout out to Lydia. Said the Safeway in Everett on Broadway smells like piss and looks like a dump. I'm not surprised by that. Honestly, you know what's crazy? So I'm gonna say this, Lydia. You know you're local, so think about that. You talking about the Everett Safeway being a dump, right? I was just at the downtown Renton one. I lived in the Renton Highlands, probably not even a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles at the most away from that specific Safeway. And the Safeway in that neighborhood, always clean. There's not just trash everywhere on the ground. It's not none of that. Like, even they have people who will greet you at least. Like, it is crazy to me to think that just 2 miles away, that this other Safeway can be completely different, to the point where it seemed like their management team don't even really be caring about it. I don't know. That's just weirdo shit to me. And I feel bad because there was literally a guy out there who's doing the cart return stuff, but he was also out there picking up people's trash. I'm like, buddy shouldn't have to pick up y'all's trash. Y'all should be able, if you can push the cart over there, you could put the trash in the trash can. It was right next to the cart return. Every single one had it. I even looked at him before I drove out because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't fucking crazy. There was trash over the entire parking lot. From the minute I drove in to the minute I drove out the other side, because of the downtown Renton one, in a sense, depending on which direction you're going, it's kind of a one way in, one way out type of scenario. Or, well, you got to go in one side and then out the other based on my route. So I'm able to see the whole parking lot, especially because it's empty, trash everywhere. So listen, people, if you're going to the downtown Renton Safeway, watch out because you're going to be walking through piles and piles of trash. I hope they have that shit cleaned up by the afternoon. But also, man, I feel like every time I go out there, you literally will see people out front fucking probably doing crack. I don't know. Do they still do crack in 2021? They out there doing something because some of those people be out there just wilding. And you know what's crazy? It's right down the street from a high school, bro. Why are y'all not taking more care of that grocery store? Because there's kids in that area. I know school right now is like probably still remote, or maybe they just went back, but you have kids over in that area. And you got people just like strung out in front of the damn Safeway and then trash all over the place. I don't like that from my kids, bro. We got to get that cleaned up. That's what I wanted to rant about today. This shit is crazy. Trash all over the damn place. But anyway, in a new spot, this is where the show is going to be hosted. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that's new? I'm sliding it to, the shit probably won't be on every day until like 6 p.m. So check for me 6 p.m. or after, Monday through Friday. Excuse me. It's those same people that are trashing our Mother Earth that think people get paid to pick up my stuff. Doing, what does that say? Ooh, I'm helping them so they aren't bored mentality. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, they really do think that people who are on the clock are just getting paid to do whatever. So they throw it on the ground because they're like, it's all right because someone who works here will pick it up. It's the same way where like when people go to restaurants, like it's crazy when you'll be sitting somewhere and then you'll look over at a table and they have food and napkins and cups and everything scattered all over the place, right? And they don't give a shit because they just assume that, well, there's a waiter, and we usually know that most restaurants have busboys, all that. They're like, that's what I pay them for. So they just leave it trash. But it's like, why not take the 2 seconds to put all your napkins on one plate, all your silverware on one plate, stack your plates, put your cups in one area, like clean up after yourselves, right? Because you probably clean up after yourselves at home, right? Maybe. But I just assume that if I see you out in public and your table looks like that, you probably a nasty MF. You probably somebody who out here talking about, oh, F these masks, I'm not worried about it, and then go around coughing on people and then end up getting sick and then don't believe that the shit's real. I don't know. I just know so many people like that. People are nasty. I don't know. People who wear masks probably do that same shit too. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Don't be under the assumption that just because somebody works there that they are there specifically to take care of you. That's not the deal, man. You're an adult. If you're going to be out in a public setting, act like you got some sense. Clean up after yourselves. Put your fucking trash in the fucking trash can. I hate it. I think I ranted about this on the show probably sometime last year. And I know that I did because I remember just being baffled at the fact that I was driving along the highway. And what was it happening? I think I saw somebody just throw trash out the window or some bullshit like that. And for like hours, I was like kind of fuming, but also in shock at the fact that we had grown ass people in the 2000 pluses still throwing fucking trash on the ground. It's unreal. Exactly. I always clean up my table stack, the plates and stuff, wipe my table, why be a pig? Yeah, thank you, Lydia. You are preaching to the choir, shorty. Do the right thing to people Why be all right? What is that? Why be rude? Got it. Yeah, thank you, Lydia, for being in the chat. You make great points. It just doesn't make any sense to be rude to people in that setting, in that environment, and then just be like, "Oh, well, they get paid, so fuck them." I'm just gonna be nasty. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Uh, that's enough ranting for me. 2021, man. We're trying to have some good vibes. Once I get this haircut and it gets over, oh my god. But my shit is literally it's almost back to being. I'm about to start just. Let me just push it back. Does it look? Oh my! Oh, put the hat back on. I did this so that way people don't think I'm above being roasted. I think people think because I've gone away from just sharing memes 24/7 that I'm like hiding from the internet or something. Like, no, I don't give a fuck about being on there all day, every day anymore. But I still like to laugh and have fun. So I figure I'd get on the show pre-haircut. That way y'all can see me when I'm literally feeling my worst. If you know me personally, you know that a haircut is something that can change my mood from being complete garbage to walking around, you go from shrimping to big dick energy quick with a fresh haircut. So the whole mood can change you. You know what I'm saying? You turn into something different with a fresh haircut. So it's a big deal. But being under the assumption that I'm not on the internet all day because people are trolling my page and all that shit, I don't give a fuck about that. Do you realize that page it's a scrapbook, bro? It's just pictures. And then videos of the show. Watch the show, troll in the comments. We'll just talk. And like I said, you can come roast me. Now, when I get this fresh haircut, you're not going to be able to say nothing. Matter of fact, you better turn the video off before your girl see it. Nigga. Anyway, Lydia's still in the chat. Shout out. Said, their home smells like bologna. Oh my God. You know what's funny? I always think that about people. Like when I see them, like if you see people out in public being like hella nasty, and I know it's wrong to judge, but I feel like with stuff like this, it's appropriate. If I see someone out in public being real nasty, I just assume that they smell like something very awkward. And to make it funny for me to get the laugh, I always think of some of the grossest things that I remember smelling. And usually most times my immediate reaction to anybody is because you can say one word that can cover it all, covers all smells. I'll just say, listen, those people probably look like they smell like fart. Get a quick laugh because the word fart is forever funny. And those people probably smell like it if they're not willing to clean up their trash at the restaurant and or the Safeway in downtown Renton. Goddamn, clean up the trash, people. I don't understand it. I really do not understand it. Why is there just trash all over the ground? I hate it. Anyway, Lydia, thank you for being in the chat. I appreciate you tuning into the show. Anybody else that was watching, if you end up seeing this, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about my hairline. Listen, I want to ask y'all for real. Do you think I need what LeBron got, like the surgery? Did he get surgery or just hair plugs? Hold on. Does LeBron have hair plugs? Where my phone at? Take a look at this and do I need it? Because I want to know. Do I need it? I don't think I do, but James, you know what, man? I wish you was still cutting in the morning, bro. I got to find a morning shift because I need a cut in the morning. That's my free time now. That's why I'm struggling. But do I need what LeBron got? Leave your answers in the comments. Like and subscribe. I might even make a whole page just from my hairline. And then the hairline will only post on bad days. And it'll say, like, check on your strong hairlines or your weak ones. I don't know, man. We're going to think of something. It does not smell like fart in here. I will tell you that. Thank you to everyone who tuned into the show, who listened to me rant about the hairline, the trash all over the place at the Safeway. And then obviously it's MLK Day. So shout out. I will say this. I'm very thankful to Dr. King for this reason, because if I wouldn't have known that, although he, we paint him as this guy who always just took the high road, but obviously we have to understand that as men lose their temper, men make rash judgments, men do things that are not supposed to always be done. So I will never ever walk around under the assumption that he was a perfect man by any means. But one thing that I am thankful for to him is that he showed me that it is okay to give people grace and peace, and also give people the opportunity to prove themselves to you. And I think when I hear the speeches, when I listen to the stories, those are the takeaways that I get, because I got the impression that MLK was someone who was willing to chop it up with anybody. I do the show because I'm willing to chop it up with anybody, even these bozos. I'll get on here and I'll rip them new assholes all day. I don't care nothing about it. I don't feel bad. All the garbage white people that are out here hating people based on their color, their religion, their sexual orientation. If they're condemning people to hell, they're doing all that. Those are the garbage white folks that I speak of on this show. It ain't all of y'all, and we know that. But again, I'm willing to chop it up with anybody. And I learned that from the examples that I was shown by people like MLK, because we have to understand that people are always going to have differing opinions, and that's okay. And people are going to say things that are crazy, off the wall, and stupid. I do it all the time on this show. There are probably people who watch this and go, what is he talking about? Why does he do this? You're making a fool of yourself. But at the same time, I'm giving you perspective based on my experiences, what I see, what I believe, but I'm also always open to a conversation. And if you can present me with new information, you can probably change my opinion. You have to be willing to talk to everybody. And you also have to be willing to give people grace in times of need. And you got to be able to read the room. And those have always been kind of like my takeaways from Dr. Reverend King. I just assumed that he was someone who would be willing to chop it up with anybody. And when presented with new information, would probably then use his intelligence to formulate a new plan or thought and then go from there. He seemed patient, and that's something that I've never had. So I look at that as something that I hope to get. I aspire to be a more patient man, and I aspire to use my voice to hopefully impact change for the future while also getting some of these jokes off. It is what it is, man. But again, this is a day where you want to show love, and obviously, kind of especially I think it's important. I wouldn't want to say that all Black people need to do this, but I think if you feel compelled to, share stories, today is a day to do it, and share them with your white counterparts and friends and people that you know, and get them to understand why we hold this man in such high regard. We hold Malcolm in high regard too. I love Malcolm too, because Malcolm taught me that it's important not to take shit from none of these motherfuckers, because the problem with people is that once they start getting over on you and feeling like they can prey on you, they do that shit for a lifetime. I'm here to let you know that yes, there are certain ways that you can hold me down as a Black man. It's only going to be through the banks and with the credit and all that type of stuff. But I will never, ever walk around feeling like that some random white person is going to pull up on me in a truck and be like, da, 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 you can't do this, you can't go here, blah, blah, blah. No. You show me respect, I'm going to show you respect. You get out of line. If you get too close, you violate my space. It's on and popping. That's the mood all 2021. And if you are not an African American, but you have African American friends, you should ask them, are y'all on this type of shit? I'm sure that they probably are. We're not nonviolent. We're anti-violent. Or is it the other way around? At this point, I just don't know. Just don't violate my space. That's all that I ask. Be respectful. I will show you respect. We can have conversations. We can have disagreements. We can have a differing opinion. It's all good. But all that violating and getting too close and all you see all these videos where people are trying to plot and plan all these attacks and all that. What's the point of that? Tell me what do you get done by doing that? Does that make y'all feel productive? Nope, probably not. Doesn't do anything. But again, it's like Burger King. You can get it your way. So listen, we're going to have a good year. I wish you all nothing but the best. I look forward to hearing your stories and hearing how you blossom in 2021. I want to hear all about what you were planning to do, whether it be helping the environment, helping your community. If you have kids and you're trying to help them elevate their game, in their academics, within their sports or anything, let's hear about it. Let's hear all the stories, all the positive and the small victories up to the large victories. Everybody needs to hear about it. Drown the negative shit out. We got to get to a point where people forget about being negative because they're just so damn happy. That sounds hella corny and cliche, but that's the shit that I'm hoping that we get to. I love being in my space and just laughing and forgetting that there's all these other things going on. Think about that feeling when you're just having such a good time with people. Hours go by, you totally forget about that shit. You're not on no bullshit. You're not mad. You're not nothing. You're just cutting up with your people. Why in the hell can that not be the plan for the day every damn day? Go to work, be productive, and kick it and vibe with your people and talk about all the great and wonderful things that happen to you on a daily basis. Why is that not a thing? Because we put people under too much stress. We have overwhelmed everybody. We have stretched everybody thin. We have publicly made it clear that some people matter more and then other people matter way less. And we have ruined ourselves. And we are a huge embarrassment. That's why those moments are so few and far in between. But we got to get to a point where we're all just sharing good fucking vibes. And we get over a lot of this bullshit. And I'm talking about when you lose, you just go, all right, that's all right, man. We'll get them next time. All right. So, you can do that and just be okay. Remembering that not everything is in your control. Some of this stuff would be super easy. And then you know what? Go have fun with your family. You spend all this time being so upset, you burning up time because you don't know if people are going to be here tomorrow. You don't even know if you're going to be here tomorrow. You really want to burn up your whole day being upset about some shit you can't control? Get out of here with that. Lady says it can be a thing. People need to slow down and quit focusing on what we don't like and focus on what we like. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, the show's over. Like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Go on and watch some of my other shows. If you have some jokes you want to share, let me know. I'm not going to be on the internet much longer. I'm on IG just for the day. If you have memes you want to send me, send them now at midnight, going back dark. I'll see y'all later. It's over. Oh, what did Lydia say? People spend too much time on negativity and forgetting that the birds are singing outside. I don't know. I don't really hear any birds, but I will go check for that. Lydia, thank you for being in the chat. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is the Minkle Jackson Show. I'm out.